Hi, everyone, and welcome to your full moon in Gemini reading. Okay, we are going to go through where this Gemini energy is going to show up in your life for this full moon. Remember, full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. It is the ending of a cycle, and by clearing out that clutter, it allows room to plant the seeds for your new moon wishes in a couple of weeks. So let's get into what Gemini's key phrase is. It is, I think. All right. So, what does that mean exactly? Well, Gemini energy loves communication. It's very talkative, anywhere, with anyone, at any time, about anything. It is social, like the social butterfly. It is the wordsmith, the teacher, the podcaster. It can be energetic and lively and hard to turn off at times. It is also an energy that lends itself to quick and intellectual thinking, and its motivation is centered around gathering and assessing as much information as possible. It is being concerned with knowing more and being so curious that it doesn't stop searching until the answer is found or figured out. And it must consider every option available before making a decision. However, there is a shadow side to this energy, and that is that it is fast moving, and there can be a tendency for indecisiveness or being easily distracted. And the other side of that with shadow can be kind of the know it all or the smarty pants. So it's just something to be aware of. So now that we know what the Gemini I think energy is, let's take a look at where it's going to show up for your rising sign and or your zodiac sun sign, because your zodiac sign, your sun sign are the same thing. Okay, I always suggest you watch for your rising sign first because it's going to resonate the most. But if you don't know that, you can watch for your zodiac sun sign. If you need help finding your rising sign, leave a comment below and I can help you free of charge to find your rising sign, okay? And if you're interested in booking a personalized full moon reading based on your very own birth chart with me, there is a link to my website in the description box where you can find out all the information. The other thing that I wanted to mention is at the end of this, there will be a pick a card. There will be um, piles for you to choose from in case you want to do more releasing and letting go in your life, in case what you read for really isn't resonating, or maybe you've already worked on that area of your life. The pick a card will help you to, or give you different areas that you can go into, as well as some advice and guidance. So be sure to check that out. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in your pile. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second part of your full moon in Gemini reading. Okay, this is the pick a card where you can choose to do more releasing and letting go in your life in different areas. There's going to be different areas in these piles that you can choose from, whatever resonates with you. It's okay to be an overachiever. You know what? As long as it's comfortable and not putting pressure on you to work on multiple things, then that's okay. Or maybe you'll want to do it in place of what you just read for your rising and or zodiac sun sign. Okay, so let's get right into this. Pile 1, we have green aventurine moon, we have poinsettia. Number 27 or number 9 may be important to you. I'm going to read it at the end. Okay, so that's pile 1. Pile 2 is ocean jasper moon. Okay, feasting is the card. Number 14 or number 5 may be important to you. So whatever card, whatever crystal, whatever pile number or number on the card calls to you, then that is the one that you're meant to watch. Also, just know that you can watch more than one. If you feel called to watch both, then by all means do that. Thank you very much for being here. I will see you in your pile or maybe both of them. Hi to those of you who chose pile 1, this beautiful green aventurine moon. I'm just going to put it right over here for you, okay? Or this poinsettia card, which I am going to read at the end. So let's get right into your reading, though. The first 3 cards I don't pull tarot with, but I will for the remaining cards. And then we're going to do a few oracles at the end, a couple, I guess. But first card out for this, we're looking for new houses, right? Where you can do additional releasing and letting go. We have Pluto. Pluto is the ruler of the 8th house, everyone. All about transformation, rebirth, renewal, obsession even, okay? So let's look at that 8th house energy right away. It is Scorpio energy. Right? Transformation, death and rebirth, anything to do with other people's money as in debts or inheritance or joint finances, right? Anything that's hidden right below the surface and what could be considered taboo. Now, remember, we are using the Gemini energy here that's surrounding this full moon. So there needs to be communication. Okay, there's something about communication in the house that you've already read for, or 2, plus this 8th house, okay? And if you've already read for the 8th house and you chose pile 1, I call that a double down. It means there's really something there that you need to talk about. Is there something there that is keeping you from learning? Okay, because Geminis love to learn. They love to, have all kinds of new stuff thrown at them, right? So is there something there that you need to learn about? Could it be about your debt? Is there something that's, because with the full moon, we're releasing and letting go of any blocks or shadows that could be keeping us from, having and doing good things. We need to get rid of them so we can bring the good stuff in. So does it, have to do with communication? Maybe you're not communicating with people about some of those topics, okay? Then this would be you need to release the reason why you're not communicating with them. We then have this card. I'll just show you the name, okay? And it is guardianship and protection. Do not fear to lose what you already have. Your heart is a guardian and your soul the brightest star. Ooh, I love that. It's again the 8th house, doubling down here, everyone, but also the 7th. So let's talk about that. 7th house is all about relationships, your one-to-one relationships, be it your family, your friends, your significant other as in spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend. It can be your partners in business, your colleagues. And I always say clients because some people have jobs or You could be a Walmart greeter and you're working very closely with the public who is a client of Walmart, right? So think of it like that. Like you could be representing someone or something with the public, which would be a client providing some sort of service. So where does there need to be more communication? Maybe more learning. Maybe I want to say more compromise, right? Is there answers that need to be found in some of these one-to-one relationships? Okay. Are you easily distracted away from any of these relationships? Are you too much of a know-it-all maybe, or you act like a little bit of a smarty pants every now and then? Think of it like that. There is a timestamp for that Gemini energy, so you can go back and listen to it again when you're getting ready to kind of think of, okay, what do I need to release and let go with that Gemini communication energy when it comes to the 7th or 8th house. Here we have self-reflection. I just love that this is an 8 too. Okay, I'm just going to say that. But self-reflection, yeah, it's time to look in the mirror. It's time to see yourself in the mirror. Look how she is looking in the mirror, but it's like she's seeing herself almost underwater is what it feels like. That almost tells me that you feel like you're in over your head somewhere, and maybe that needs to be communicated in this, okay? I'm going to say that is one of the messages here. It's almost like you're about to go in or be in over your head. But it can just be for many of you too, self-reflection. Remember, there's individual messages in here as well as the houses, right? So it may be a time to really to make that transformation, to pull that 8th house energy. Remember, it's just what's lying underneath the table. It's right there below the surface. We don't want her to go under the surface. We want to pull her out from the surface of the water because she's right at the surface right now. So I feel like that's an important message for someone. But let's keep going here. We have conclusions are within reach, right? By you taking the moment to sit and to think about, okay, what changes do I need to make here? What's some of that energy, that Scorpio energy, 8th house, or Libra energy, 7th house, or self-reflection energy that I don't want to look at? Because that's what you should be looking at, right? If we don't want to look at it, we're like, okay, I don't want to look at that. But that's when we should go, oh shoot, that's exactly what I need to be looking at. This one says conclusions are within reach. That means you know. And I get so excited about that because we always know. It's just whether or not we're going to take the action. But just think about it this way. If you could release and let go of something that's really been hurtful or nagging, or, because if you're not communicating properly with people and it's causing problems, or the lack of communication is causing the problem, that's not happiness, and it's not a place that you want to be. Look, 2 of Swords. It is that simple, guys, girls, people. It's a crossroads with the 2 of Swords. It's you have a decision to make, right? You have, with Swords, I always say mentally, right? Your thoughts, your actions, your words, getting clarity. That's all Swords energy. You have a decision to make about whether or not you choose to release and let go here. Whether or not you choose, I'm just going to move this over a little bit in this one because we're going to need to get in here. Whether or not you choose to go within and find the answers. The Gemini energy is going to like it. It's going to try to distract you probably, right? That energy, because again, the things we don't want to, bring to the surface, sometimes we will distract ourselves. Our subconscious will even distract us. Our conscious mind will distract us, right? That ego gets in there and is like, yeah, no, don't want to deal with this. So just keep all in that in mind as we're talking about this. Let's go to the next card. Full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. Here it said, do not fear to lose what you already have. That may be something for some of you. And with let your fears dissolve, see, 4th house, another house you can now look at, the first thing I want to go to is your inner emotions and securities, right? What is it that's having you feeling fearful, insecure about something? Maybe when it comes to your home, your family. Yeah, that can be for some people, specifically home and family, fears around that. You know, you can't lose what you already have. I mean, unless you make the choice to, right? That's where this crossroads comes in. You need to let go of that fear. That's going to be for some people. Let's get you a tarot as well. Let's get you a tarot as well. King of Swords, again, more swords energy, knowledge. Be smart, be clear. When you are doing the reflection here, you need to be honest and truthful, also swords energy, with yourself. You need to be like the King of Swords, where I always like to say the King of Swords, I want to say, takes no prisoners on an intellectual or mental level, right? Like he's like, look, this is the way it is. This is what I'm sure about. This is why I lead the way I do, live my life the way I do, because I am clear about it. I am smart about it. I'm truthful about it. Take that energy on. I know what my fears are and I know how I can overcome them. And that's the crossroad. Do you work to overcome them or do you just stay in them, right? But you may feel, and even with guardianship and protection here, again, it could be about your home and your family, right? And that feeling of security. So they're saying that fear needs to be let go of because it will have long-term repercussions that really, you can't have you and your family, say, for example, living in fear. Fear that the other shoe's going to drop, fear that something's going to happen. I even want to say for someone out there, fear that something's going to happen as in the other shoe's dropping when it comes to a health matter. Okay? You work with, I'm not a doctor, as we know, I'm a tarot reader, right? I'm also a medium and an astrologer, but you can't be worried. You need to surrender that fear, because you all can't be living in fear that, because one bad thing's happened, now bad things are going to continue to happen, okay? Remember, we can manifest what we think at times too, or at least we bring that energy in and around. So that needs to be let go of. And if you have someone in your family who is ill and working through something, I want to send you love and healing. I want to let you know that, I compassionately feel for you. Okay. That's not easy to go through, but I do know that Spirit in this message doesn't want you living in fear, okay? So talk to God, talk to Source, talk to the universe or whomever it is for you to help you release that fear, okay? Communicate with them, communicate with Spirit. Avoid drama. That can be its own individual message, but fear can cause drama. Having a bad, how do I want to say it? Having a negative self-image is drama. It's creating drama in yourself. There could be drama surrounding some of these areas that I mentioned, the 7th, 8th, or 4th house with family, okay? And maybe that's what needs to be let go of here for some of you. Let me get a card. We have empathy, the Queen of Cups. I love this. How the King of Swords has come out for one part of the message. Now the Queen of Cups. Avoid the drama. Be the Queen of Cups, right? Be caring and nurturing and kind and compassionate towards other people, towards yourself. Back to this self-reflection, right? Be in flow. Go with the flow. Don't get all tense and caught up in everything. That energy needs to go. The drama needs to be released and let go of. These messages are, always when we're doing work on ourselves, difficult. Absolutely. It's never easy, guys. But you know what? So worth it in the end. And it's baby steps. You do this a bit. It's not like you're going to go, okay, I know with the full moon coming up exactly what it is I'm releasing and letting go of. And that night you do your little, you write it on paper, you tear it up, you burn it, whatever it is you do with it. Always do it carefully, please. And like, okay, there, now it's gone. Not necessarily. This is shadow work that needs to be worked on, right? For some people, maybe it is that easy. For others, not always. Look, we have Sagittarius, Sun in Sagittarius, adventure, stride out into new territory. Well, making changes and releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you is new territory, right? I said the change, you're going to be like, whoa. I didn't know it would be like this. This is kind of good. I feel a weight lifted off me. I feel free. That Sagittarius energy, free to go out and explore new things, right? It'll just make you feel free in so many different ways. So also look at the 9th house. Maybe you want to look at your philosophy, spirituality, religion, your belief systems. Maybe it sets you free where you go, you know what? I need to go and take a course. I need to learn new things. All this Gemini energy is going to really promote that because it loves to learn new things too, along with Sagittarius, right? Like they're like, okay, I'm in for that. I'm in for that. I'm with you here, Sagittarius energy, Gemini energy. Let's go learn something new. Let's go to a new land. Let's see what's out there, right? So use this energy to help you through this. Now, let's look at this poinsettia card, okay? I said 27 or 9 may be important to you. Cast the shadows, scream silence at them. We're talking about shadow work here, right? Cast the shadows, scream silence at them, dear witch. What lurks inside transforms into the most beautiful of beauty. I was just saying that. Love it. Love how this card ties totally in. It always usually works that way. And if it doesn't, it's always a beautiful additional message, but still always kind of ties in some way, pile 1. So let me get you one more oracle before we go here. We're just a few days off if you celebrate Christmas. 10 days before the big man comes. And I look at Christmas, just so you know, because I do celebrate it as a Christian. I do it on a commercial level as well as a religious and spiritual level. I do both, okay? I believe you can have both. You don't have to sacrifice one for the other. We can all believe in the jolly red guy in the suit, and we can also believe in the birth of Christ, okay? It's just the way it is. That's going with the flow. I flow towards my goal. I am strongly protected as I go. Did this card not say something about protection too? Yes, it did. This is Spirit just stepping in and saying, we've got you. We're here with you. We're protecting you. Do not worry. You flow like the Queen of Cups here. Go with the flow towards the goals you're going to set for yourself. When you go down, I want to say, because I believe you're going to, the path here, whichever side it is for you, but down the path of, you know what? Actually, I feel like this is more forward, isn't it? I don't know, feels like forward would be that way. When you go down this path, you make the choice to release and let go of some things in any of these areas, then you know what? You will succeed, but you just need to be open and willing. Thank you, Pile 1. I appreciate your time. This was a lovely reading, some work to do, but you know what? Talk to Spirit. This is all about communication. Talk to the other people in your life. Talk to Spirit, okay? Thank you again. Hi to those of you who chose Pile 2, this beautiful ocean jasper moon. I'll set that right here. Or this feasting card, which we will read at the end, okay? So let's just set that over here as well. All right, we're going to get right into your cards. The first 3 I pull, I don't pull tarot with, okay? I kind of use them as an overall energy, but they also can have the houses on them that you may need to look at as well, or just advice and guidance, as do all of the cards that I pull. So Pile 2, let's get right into this. retrograde. What do they want you to go back and look at? Something they want you to go, because retrograde is, kind of revisiting. It's all the re's, I call it, like reduce, reuse, recycle. Not for retrograde, but you get my idea, right? It's revisiting, relooking, revamping, reassessing, all of those words. You need to look at something again. So that could just be a message based on what you've already read for your rising or zodiac sun sign, okay? We then have this card. I'm holding it up here, and it is strength and benevolence. Speak your truth and unleash your soul. Listen to the roar of your own heart. Well, look, if we don't have Leo here, okay? 5th house. That is everything about fun, creativity, sporting, events. You may be involved in sports, right? Entertainment, any hobbies you have. It can even be your children. It can also be dating, romance, and passionate love affairs. I always say that the more committed relationships are that 7th house, right? So what do you need to release and let go of in that 5th house? It's going to be something with the Gemini energy that has to do with communication, how you communicate, okay? How you share, how you express yourself. Maybe is it with some of these people? Could it be the sporting team that you're on? Could it be the person that you're dating? All right. There's a that needs to happen. You need to go back and look at that with the 5th house, because there is something there where you need to speak your truth. Okay, where you may need to find an answer or come to a conclusion on something, right? Where you need to make a decision, but before you make the decision, you really take a good, hard, long look at it again, and you move on from there. It could also be with Cancer, the 4th house. All right, home, family. I really feel like it's home and family. We can also talk about, because somebody may resonate, is it something to do with your ancestry? Maybe there's some truths that need to be found out there that you all need to talk about. Because think about it as in, someone, your great uncle, whoever, and everyone's always had, quite a positive story about great uncle George. And then someone comes in at some family function and says, great Uncle George, he was a raging alcoholic and was horrible to his family. And everybody's like, whoa, what? That's not true. Okay, it's that type of thing, right? Where you're learning something about your family. It could even be with the 5th house about your kids or the person you're dating. And you're like, no way, it needs to be talked about, okay? So I really feel that could be something for you to focus on, getting to the truth, finding out the real story, right? Using your words, okay? Using that Gemini energy that wants to gather the information and learn and get to the bottom of it. Hunger. Yeah, it's a hunger. Oh, that just reminded me of a song. Eddie Money, Take Me Home Tonight. It's a hunger. Anyway, I don't know. I sometimes say songs, as a lot of people do when they channel, because songs, lyrics sometimes can mean things to people. So you might want to check that out. Don't know. But yeah, it's time. What did it say? Speak your truth. Where did it say? Listen to the roar or the howl, we'll say, of your own heart. You have to speak your truth, okay? So there's the communication. Maybe there's something you need to revisit in these houses to speak your truth, or the house that you've already watched for, okay? But now let's get into some more cards. We have bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. When we're talking about here where things need to be revisited, Maybe for some of you, it is bringing love into the situation. We're talking about the fifth house. It could be about the person that you're dating. It could be also about your family, right? Your family, your home. Maybe you need to bring a little more love in and a little less conflict and combativeness for some people, okay? Where do you need to bring more love into the situation? You know, the 11th house is something you can also look at. That's all about your friends, your support systems, your networks and alliances, right? It's your social circles. Does more love need to come into one of those areas for you? What do you need to release and let go of? What do you need to communicate in order to make that happen? We have the moon. Has there been a lot? I love that this card right here come out. Has there been some misinterpretation? We're talking about communicating clearly here, right? Has there been, and back here I said, right? It's like one group of people thought this about Uncle George and now everybody else is like, So there was misinterpretation, miscommunication somewhere. Okay, so maybe if you were on the side that was of the belief that everything was rosy and wonderful, because that's not your fault, it's just what you had heard and learned about, you may have to come to terms with the fact that maybe this person wasn't so great, okay? And you know, there can be conflict. I'm going back to the whole family thing here with Cancer. There can be conflict when people get disagreeing. And this just may call for you to, you don't have to cower or bow down. Aquarius energy does not do that. You stand your ground, but in a loving and kind way. And just come to terms with the fact that, you know what? I may have been wrong about this person, this situation. This can be in any area of your life, okay, pile 2? But I feel like something was hidden here. Something was hidden up here in the dark moon, which is like the new moon, and then it was all brought to light in the full moon, okay? That's because it needs to be released and let go of. Now, look at this. New moon in Aries, go for it. All right, what do you need to go for? Are you, I almost want to say with this Gemini energy, does it have something to do with writing? Does it have something to do with, you know, speaking your truth? Aries energy loves to take charge, right? They love to head out and be the first one out the gate. They love to be the initiator. So where do you need to be the initiator in your life here, pile 2? And what's holding you back from making the first step of going out, okay? 3 of Swords, heartbreak. It could be a person. It could be a situation in the past that's holding you back because it didn't go so well. Or maybe it didn't turn out well many times. But here's the thing, you try again, okay? What you need to do and why it probably hasn't turned out is because you weren't releasing and letting go of that pain or heartbreak or feeling of, you know, despair, like, well, I keep trying this and it doesn't work. That's because there's something that needs to be released and let go of. And again, it can be in many different areas. Again, these can be individual messages as well. Maybe it's where you need to change something up so that it succeeds. Right? You need to be hungry for it, okay? You need to change something up so it succeeds. And making that change is releasing and letting go of what it is that isn't allowing you, okay, to succeed or holding you back from even trying, whether it be the first time or many times. So, loving that as well. This is a message from Spirit, God, Source, Universe, or whomever it is for you. You know what? You need to take on this Aries energy. You need to look at first house, me, myself, and I. How do you see yourself? What image do you see of yourself? What do other people see about you? Your physical appearance. How do you come across to other people? But how do you see and identify yourself, I think, is really important in this. So you need to look at that and then release and let go of whatever negativity surrounds that first house in yourself. Okay? Sometimes it's just, again, you fail once and you believe that you'll never be successful at something again. Okay. I know for some reason I'm driving tests, right? Like the people that try for their driver's license and they try 3 times and then they just give up and don't have a driving license for the rest of their life. And maybe the 4th time would have been the time you would have passed, or the 5th time. But it's kind of that thing. I feel you need to keep trying. Okay. Bring a little love for yourself into it. All right. Accept help, Yin Moon. Oh, I love that. Don't be afraid to ask others to help you. Perfect. Great advice, Spirit. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Okay. Asking for help in any of these areas that we've talked about, right? Ask for help. Do you need help bringing in a little love into the situation? This is about communicating. Okay? If you need help, then you need to ask. 2 of Cups. Relationships, maybe especially when it does come to relationships. That 2 of Cups is like finding the perfect pair, okay? It's like finding compatibility, someone you really, or something, because it can be something you love or people that you love, finding that connection with them. Again, we're back here to the Cancer. Actually, this is very much all about people. Look at it, and yourself. I love this. All the houses that have shown up. Look, it's your home, your family. This could be about a dating, you're in that dating phase type of relationship. Your children. It could be an activity you do. The 11th house with all of your friends, your social circles and support systems. And then yourself here with the Aries, 1st house energy. You need to feel that, I want to say, camaraderie. Okay, you need to feel like this is like a best friend feeling. I call it the peanut butter to your jelly, right? The yin to your yang. Look, we have yin here. Like it's going to feel good. That's what you want to bring in. And maybe you're going to need some help to get yourself there. I like this message for you, this one here. I think it shows, you know what? If you're willing to put the work in, and do these things in these different areas, I feel like you're going to find the peanut butter to your jelly, whether it's with other people or yourself, okay? Where you're looking at yourself and going, I kind of like you. Because that does not happen for a lot of people. All right, look, doubling down on the Cancer. 4th house. And you may have already, I always say, if you've read already for any of these houses that I've just told you about, that's a double down from Spirit. You need to revisit. I feel here that with this Cancer, it's a double down, belonging, a sensitive, introspective phase. Yeah. When it comes to anything to do with yourself and your inner emotions. That's that Aries energy here, right? 1st house. See how they're tying together. Maybe you just need to belong, like to feel that, like I said, camaraderie, that part of a group, or just with yourself. Okay. Love that. Now let's look at this card and see how it ties in, or if it's its own individual message. Feasting. 14 or 5 could be important to you. Let us feast upon the nourishing and be thankful for thy feast, nor here or there, yet everywhere it be. Maybe around some of these areas, this is a message to bring love into the situation, to be thankful for these people in your life. But remember, we're talking about retrograde, so you need to go back and look at something again in these areas and then be communicating about it. But this is just being thankful. But guess what also happens at feasting? Look, I was saying in pile 1, Christmas is coming, 10 days now. Well, you'll be seeing this a few days before the actual full moon on the 15th, but we're practically there. Whether you celebrate it just commercially or religiously. Look, I'm Christian. I do both. But it's getting together for that big Christmas dinner or Boxing Day dinner or Christmas Eve dinner. It's you surrounding yourself with yourself, your friends, your family, right? And being thankful for the opportunity that you have these people in your life. So I'm loving the way this message is coming out for you in the houses that they've given you to go back and re-examine. with this retrograde card. Okay, that's just too many. So we just need one. Whoops, daisy. I am loved beyond measure. You need to love yourself as well. And when you love yourself, you have more to give to love others. And that could be one of the main messages here for you, pile 2, is really looking at yourself. Right? Many messages in these piles. It's why I love them. It gives you additional place to work, but it also just gives you some advice and guidance from spirit. So I just want to say there's work to be done here. I wish you the best with it, doing our shadow work, looking back at things sometimes to figure out what needs to be released and let go of can be trying, difficult, but you can do it one small step at a time. You don't need to rush out and be trying to do it all at once. And for some of you, remember, it's not going to be every house. It's going to be, oh geez, I'm going to say for a lot of you, it's going to be Cancer. And if you, already read for the 4th house, then you know what? They're definitely doubling down on the Cancer energy here. So I just want to say good luck, and I will see you in some of my other readings. Thank you so much, pile 2.